G'day and welcome back to Duckzorly Gaming and episode 3 of our reboot of Beaver Creek, a map by Stevie. So, just to recap, we are playing the Seasons mod and we are using the South Australian GEO. It's a GEO that hasn't been released on the mod hub by Realismus yet. However, if you do want to get it and try it out, you can download it from their GitHub repository. So we've got a very overcast looking day here today. So what have we been doing? Well, we haven't done much since the last episode. What we have done is we have reduced our season's gameplay down to 6 days. We did originally have it as 9, but I don't think we're going to need to have that much sort of length in season's gameplay. So we dropped that back a little bit. And not much else has really happened. So all we're doing at the moment is we're doing our planting. So at the moment, if I bring up the map, we have 2 hired hands over here. One is ploughing, the other one is sowing. When I did the reboot, I forgot that I'd actually bought field 18 as well for following on in the original. So we bought that one back because I worked there. I didn't have my cotton field that I had on my plan. And so that's what we're planting over here. We're planting our cotton. So currently we have all of our main fields over here planted except for 11, 12 and 13, and obviously currently doing 18, and we're just finishing off field 8. So what have we got planted? So we've got some lucerne over here in field 7. We're obviously going to have the cotton here in 18. We've got a grass field on, no we haven't, we've got grass field on 16. We have canola on field 8. Corn on field 6, sunflower field 5. We have wheat on field 10. We have sugarcane on field 11. Actually, have we got it there? Yeah, we have, but for some reason it was showing up as harvested, that's right. And 12 and 13 are yet to be planted. So that's what we're going to concentrate on now. We're going to get field 13 planted. So let's get into it. So I'm not sure actually what we're going to plant on 13. We might... So we've got plenty of grass. We don't really need grass fields because we have got so much grass around the fields in this map. Well, let me see. What have we got up here? Let's go over and see what we've got. I know we've got one of the horse planters over here with our case, one of our case maxims, I think it is. So it's our CVX 240. Oh, that's right. I was going to do this one as cotton as well, wasn't I? Okay, let's just do that. Let's just plant this one out in cotton. All right, so we'll bring up our GPS. We'll start the engine up. And we'll get going. All right. So, hope you've all been well. We've... had another bit of a break after getting a batch of videos out again, but we're back into it again, and we're trying to continue on with this. So still at the point of coming to the end of our Sherwood Park Farm series, and we've got the Valley of the Old Farm series going. We've got our preview look, early access look of Penmelon Farm Deluxe, a map by Dusty Dave Modding. So thanks to Eustace Pharmer and Dusty Dave for giving me access into that. So we're going to try and get a few more episodes of that out as well by the time you see this one. But it's a lovely little map, that one. And I mean little, it's nowhere near as big as like this map, for instance, or any of the other maps we've been playing, but it does make a very welcome change as well. Valley of the Old Farm, I'm in love with that, I really am. I really have trouble stopping playing that one. I don't know what it is, and I thought, and Farmer Klein and everyone else has also said the same thing about, never thought I'd sort of get onto something like that, but really enjoying using the older equipment. But yeah, it's a lovely map, and having a load of fun on it. But In the time since I've recorded these last few episodes, these gameplay ones, Giants have come out and released the news of Farming Simulator 19 coming out, and they did release a CGI trailer. Now, I know I have seen some comments and some people get really, really excited about it, but you know what? It doesn't excite me. It looks good. In fact, there's a couple of people I actually was quite surprised actually had the same thoughts as me. I thought they would be overly excited and be all fanboyish about it. But yeah, it's a CGI trailer. It is not gameplay. So that way, in that way, it doesn't actually impress me all that much. So take stock of what's in there. Fine, it looks nice. But as someone else pointed out too, look at the trailer for Farming Simulator 17. Sorry about that. And that looked good, but the gameplay and the graphics of Farming Simulator 17 weren't the same as that. Again, because it was CGI. So it is very good they're bringing it out. They have said that they're doing some serious graphic engine updates. They are bringing in horses. And I continue to joke around saying, oh, that means we'll have a glue factory as well. So yeah, it's looking good. I'm looking forward to getting Farming Simulator 19. No qualms about that. But it's going to be interesting to see what they do. I mean, I think, and I haven't played Farming Simulator 15 or any of the ones earlier than that, other than Farming Simulator 13 for about the whole of 5 minutes, as I've said previously. But I don't know if they're going to have to pick up the game, basically. From all the reports, the jump from 15 to 17 wasn't that huge. The big jump for 15 to 17 was in fact by the modding community more so than Giants themselves. If that indeed was the full case, and I keep on meaning to go and try and get Farming Simulator 15 on a cheap price and have a bit of a look at it. But if that indeed was the case, then one would hope that this iteration, so the second generation on from Farming Simulator 15, will have some significant improvements. I would like to see things like them having spoken and brought realismus modding, for instance, into the fold and make seasons an integral part of the game, the native game, the vanilla game. But I also don't, at the same time, want to see them have stolen the IP or the ideas or anything else. When I say stolen, I mean borrowed, used as a basis of forming something of their own, whatever else, whatever you want to put. I don't necessarily mean IP theft or anything like that, but I think you know what I mean. I certainly would hope that the improvements are indicative of a lot of the stuff that the modding community has brought to us in Farming Simulator 17. The realistic mod stuff is fantastic. For those that like it, I haven't got into it. I don't really enjoy it. It doesn't really float my boat at all. But by the same token, I also said that about seasons. I've said that on many occasions too. When Jerry Grizzly there, Sims, my good friend, was testing it out in the early stages before it was released, before it was even going to the modding competition. I sort of said, nah, that's too much for me. I don't see myself ever going into that depth and playing it with that level of fidelity. Yet, woe betide, here we are, and virtually every map and every solo game I play seasons. So, as I said many times, Jerry was 100% correct. Because he said once you play seasons, you'll never go back, and it's true. But yeah, so I certainly do hope that they improve many aspects of Farming Simulator 17. But not just improve, but bring in new and unique ideas. I mean, equipment-wise, who's to say? I mean, are we going to lose anything? Noting that, what is it, class, I think it is in cattle and crops. Are they going to lose class? I certainly hope not. They're one of my favourite tractors and brands. What are they going to lose? What are they going to gain? I mean, I know there's a big demand for everyone to have the John Deere stuff. I mean, the modders do a great job of the John Deere, but it'd be nice to have John Deere as an actual signed on brand that Giants can produce models for. But John Deere being John Deere, they don't really like doing that unless they're making themselves money. But who knows? I mean, have they lost the contract or the signing on with Holmer? Is that why they've pushed the Roper in their next DLC? Which again, I don't think is that great, and I certainly won't be buying it myself unless they add some more stuff to it. And at the moment, we're about a month in from the original announcement, and there's still no new news. So I would assume those 5 bits of kit are all we're going to get with it. So I really do hope that they've put a lot of effort into improving and bringing new things to us. Time will tell, obviously, and while I would like to think that it's early on in the piece, the reality of it is it's not. I mean, they would have started developing 19 pretty much as soon as 17 came out. I mean, that's the way it works, especially if they want such a quick turnover, like as in effectively 2 years. But I mean, really, at this point in time, we're sort of mid-Feb, they'd be getting to the point of having the core ready, I would say. Possibly being at the point of being in the early alpha stage. Sorry. So I would expect they'd be well along their way in knowing exactly what they're going to bring us and all that sort of stuff. I mean, look, the one thing they've got to fix is that bloody rain coming through all the buildings. I mean, guys, I mean, seriously. That's the one part that really, really irritates me in a way. I mean, anyway. As we have to we're going to head on back and fill up our seeder. Yeah, so I mean, hopefully Giants are doing the right thing, and they've done the right thing, and this time next year we'll be knee deep in Farming Simulator 18. Sorry, Farming Simulator 19 gameplay, and hopefully the modders will be loving it, and they'll be throwing mods out left, right, and centre. I do know someone was saying the other day there's a couple of modders that have already basically got maps and that pretty much ready to go for 19, subject to obviously anything they have to change to bring it into line with the new Giants editor and the new game engine, all that sort of stuff. So people are preparing for it. So I mean, it's going to be interesting. It really is. So I'm looking forward to it, but I really do hope that there's some, not necessarily game changing. It doesn't have to be game changing stuff. I mean, when it ain't broke, don't fix it. But seriously, they've got to have hopefully brought in some new stuff that's going to make us all happy and really want us to throw some hours into the Farming Simulator 19. I mean, I've never had a game actually I have. This is the second only game that I've put anything near the amount of hours into it that I have. And considering it was a bit of a whim, me getting it to start with, thanks Mr. Eustace Pharmer. Yeah, it's still quite surprising that I've taken such a liking to it in a way. Based on my own personal preferences over history of my gaming life. But yeah, I just really do hope that I'm dragging myself away trying to not go past 3,000 hours in Farming Simulator 19 as opposed to the 2,000 plus hours in 17. So yeah, we'll see. We'll certainly see. But nonetheless, we should be getting some updates relatively regularly, I would hope, and certainly something we can discuss as we're out here playing Farming Simulator 17 on whichever map and whichever series we're bringing to you. Alright, so we're going to head over here. We'll finish off this this field. Sorry about that. I had the sneezes. I've been sanding down our TV cabinet, and I've got a whole pile of dust in my nose, and yes, I'm really suffering for it basically. Right, don't just hate it when you got a sneeze there, it just doesn't want to come out. But anyway, alright. So yeah, so that's all we'll talk about with Farming Simulator 19 for now, but certainly we'll be keeping an eye on the news that comes out from Giants, and let's hope that it's going to be all it can be, basically. Or all it can be plus more. So... alright. So let's have a look at the map and see how our two friends over on Field 18 are doing. And as I've killed off the GPS, I'm going to be going all over the place, so I'll just... okay, so he's almost finished ploughing, and the seeding's taking some time, but that's a big field, so that's okay. That's not a problem at all. Might as well just finish this off on manual instead of going back to GPS. So, I've been having a bit of a laugh with Eustace, the weirdo that he is. He's off on his holiday, and unfortunately I seem to get these weird photos from him occasionally, and I pulled the mickey out of him wearing lipstick the other day. And so he sends me a photo of him wearing lipstick and all this sort of stuff. Yeah, very strange man, that Eustace Pharmer, I tell you. And his poor wife that's gone on this holiday with him. Yes, but anyway, we won't go much further with that. Needless to say that do have a lot of fun with old Eustace, but yeah, it's all right. I might post that picture up just quickly here so you all can see it, just to sort of get a bit more ribbing in. Right, so back to the farming. So once we've got our crops seeded, there's not that much we can really do around the farm until crops start coming ready, or we can plant other crops. Well, no, that's not going to be no good to us anyway, because we can't plant them due to our season cycle. So we'll probably skip a few days in. What we'll do is I'll bring up the seasons mod map. We'll have a bit of a look at it and do a bit of an idea of what's going to happen over the next few recorded video sessions, because it's not quite as simple as what it was previously in some of the other geo mods, or just plain seasons, because the crops in both their planting and harvesting are at a lot different times, and there's no real synchronicity. Is that right? If I get the right word then? Between getting all your crops done and sort of planted at the same time and then harvested at the same time, which is good, it means you can be busy planting and or harvesting pretty much year round. So you can sort of make your crops a bit more cyclic during the year. So say for the early first 6 months of the year, you're doing arable crops. The second part, you're doing your cottons and your sugarcane or whatever else. So that's what we'll be looking at. We'll be looking at doing that sort of stuff. But yeah, so we'll just have to see how we go. We'll have a look at that. Before we do this field down here, we'll have a look and see what we're going to do. So next we are going to do, as I just park the thing there, field 12 is what we're going to do next. So this field off to our left. Now, at the moment, yes, I've taken a risk there. Actually, I've not realised at the time. I've planted wheat and canola, in a period where we shouldn't be planting. So what we're going to do, actually, we're going to overplant them. We stuffed that up. So what we're going to do is we're going to come back and we'll put in some potatoes. We may even do some poplar. Let's do some poplar as well. So that's what we'll do. We'll in the next episode, and a little bit off camera, I'll get rid of these fields. So field 10 we'll replant. Field 8 will replant. Sunflowers and corn. Sunflowers and corn are okay. Yeah, so what we'll do is we'll fix up these ones that we shouldn't have planted as yet, and put them in with a crop that we can put in now and then harvest, and then we can replant in autumn. So obviously what I was doing I was sort of thinking about it before I was using the Australian mod on the previous series. So a little bit of stuff up there, but we'll fix it. We've only lost a bit of money and a bit of seed, so that's what we'll do. So what we'll do is we'll take this guy back to the farm, and effectively we'll sign off from there, and when we come back, we'll be either repairing, well, we will be repairing some of it, and preparing further through our early spring. So please don't forget to head on over and check out the two communities we're a part of, Three Dudes Gaming Network and also PCSG. Two wonderful communities which both have their own multiplayer servers. Three Dudes is where I'm an admin on with the other Three Dudes, which is Jerry, Grizzly Bear Sims, Farmer Klein, and the inimitable old man Eustace Pharmer, who actually doesn't really look that old, but anyway. So yeah, so we'll so head on over there and check it out, join up, have some fun with us. All those people that I mentioned, including myself, have our own Discord channels. We have a Three Dudes Gaming Network Discord channel. So come in, say g'day. All the details are down below in the comments. So please do come on over, and if you like the episode, press the like button. If you haven't already subscribed, please press that subscribe button. We'd love to have you with us, and feel free to come over to the Discord channel and catch up there, and we can have a bit of a chat or whatever else, and I look forward to seeing you then. But until then, until we next come back for our episode 4, it will be on the Beaver Creek Reboot Let's Play series. This is Duckzorly at Duckzorly Gaming, wishing you a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening or night, no matter where you are in the world. Take care of yourselves and others, and we shall see you again very, very soon. Thanks very much. Bye.